Hello everyone, welcome to Ian's Bricks. I've got some more Lego to unbox. This is the Lego I've been buying over the past week or so. There have been quite a few good deals and offers and things like that. So there are actually a couple of boxes of things from John Lewis, a couple of sets from, a couple of boxes even from Amazon in the UK. And I've also got two Legocom orders which ended up getting very complicated. They had some sale items, but then some of them got cancelled, but I still managed to get the rest of my orders. So it all got very complicated, which I'll hopefully try and explain later. I think I'm going to start off though with this big box here, which is from Lego via BrickLink. So this is actually something that was delivered by Legocom, and you order it via Legocom, but it's actually part of the BrickLink design program. And these were sets that were ordered back in, I think it was February. So let's get into it. I've got my trusty box cutter. Thank you to the Lego staff at Southampton. Let's see how easy it is to use. Now I'm still left-handed, so it's still probably going to look really awkward to everybody else. How does this work? I think I need a bit of practice still. Let's get into the box. Right, and the fantastic news. It's always very pleasing, very happy it makes me when my two orders get delivered, both in ready-to-ship boxes. And that is very good news with the ready-to-ship boxes, just because the last time I got a BrickLink order with some larger sets, they just sort of got randomly put into some larger boxes, and a couple of them were a little bit damaged. So pleased that they've come in these boxes here. So we've got two different sets. We've only got one of each this time, and the first one is this rather nice looking set here. It is set number 910047. They always have really big numbers, these BrickLink sets. It's the Medieval Seaside Market. This was designed by somebody called BricksFan UY, whatever that means. And you can see now that these sets have got the BrickLink 25. Apparently the BrickLink has been going for 25 years now, although it's only been owned by Lego, I think, for the past couple of years. So this set has 2,560 pieces, and it's, I think, a slightly modular format, this set. Box is in excellent condition. £199.99 here in the UK. This is what the back of the set looks like, and it just sort of shows you here what the set looks like at the back as well. So you have a guy with a horse and cart there as well. But I think the main thing is that is a very nice looking set, and would anybody that's sort of building castle or anything like that, that is a really nice addition. You have a boat here, a harbour, and I'm pretty certain that a lot of these sections come from each other, so you can sort of modularise it and put the pieces in different places. Now, if you don't know what BrickLink is, BrickLink Designer Programme is something that's been running for a few years now, and every few months they have crowdfunding for sets. Loads of people make their submissions for what sets they would like to get made. So basically fans design their own sets, get submitted to the programme. Every 3 months is about 100 on the list. People choose from that list and get the best 5. Lego then pick the best 5, and they will be crowdfunded and made eventually into sets. Now, as I say, this was crowdfunded back in February of this year, and we've only just got them at the end of June, early July. So it normally takes about 5 or 6 months for you to actually get these sets to come through. The castle and the knights theme always tend to do quite well. This is something I will be selling on again. I've noticed that these don't really go for massive profits now. There's probably a very small profit in these sets at the moment. I maybe hang on to these for a little while until I decide to sell these on. I'm kind of half tempted to build it, but I don't really have a space for any kind of castle or any kind of theme like that. But very nice looking set. You get quite a few minifigures with it as well. You do get a lot of stickers, I think, with sets like this. Yeah, it's a very nice set. But of course, I didn't just get the one set. I got the second set as well. So let's get into this one. So when I get into this one as well, cut the tabs off. And this is the other set that I got, also £199. Now, similar kind of theme. Obviously, it was done by a different designer. This is 910045, 2,598 pieces, so very similar in piece count to the other set. This is Siege Encampment and designed by Sleepless Night. And I'm pretty certain this guy, Sleepless Night, has done other designs as well, which have been made into sets. Now, this actually goes, it's supposed to be almost feels like an addition set to some of the other castle sets, maybe even the Lion Knight's castle, which Lego did. And you sort of have sort of this tent built in here. You have this sort of big sort of swing where Stone's got another tent there. We've got little market stalls. We've got this sort of tower here, so you can sort of raid the castle. Again, lots and lots of minifigures with this. It sort of shows you a few examples of how to use it, and it's lots of sort of smaller builds rather than sort of a big modular build that goes together. But again, for any sort of anyone that's doing a castle build or knights, I think this is a very, very nice addition. As to how well this set will do, now it's on sale. I've not really checked the prices on this yet, but this could do okay. But yeah, £199 for both of these sets. Very, very nice sets indeed. However, you probably noticed I did only buy one each of those. There were 3 other sets within this programme which I didn't buy at all. I think from an investment point of view, I think the BrickLink designer programme sets just aren't really what they were. The first couple of waves were incredibly popular. They made very, very limited numbers. Now that's increased, and I think with the last wave they actually kept increasing the numbers as well. So it becomes less of a viable option, which I guess that's what Lego want to do. They don't want scalpers coming along, buying all the sets and then selling them on at highly inflated prices, which is, I suppose, partly what I do. I don't consider myself a scalper, really. Some people in the comments do call me a scalper, but I try and be as reasonable as possible if I do sell sets on. It's all about supply and demand, I suppose. But I'm very, very pleased with how these sets have arrived as well. I think Lego are learning their lesson finally with sending these big, expensive sets out in the ready-to-ship boxes. Only downside with these BrickLink sets is they do not come with instructions, so you can get the instructions online, but there aren't any physical instructions included within the box. So that is my first order. Pretty pleased with how both of those have turned out. I think we'll get into some sets from John Lewis next. Okay, so the BrickLink sets are there behind me. I've got my 2 John Lewis parcels here. Now, the reason I've got them both together is I did actually order both of these sets at the same time. They are different sets. I thought ordering both at the same time, they would probably just come in one box together, which would, to me, make sense. But no, they decided to deliver them in 2 separate boxes, and in 2 completely different boxes as well. So this is sort of just a nondescript but quite strong box, and this is one of the John Lewis boxes, specific with obviously the flashing with all the advertising on the side, which are much weaker. I don't really like these boxes. They're not very strong, but I think my parcels have probably done okay. So let's get into this and see what we have inside. Yeah, I'm not really getting on with this. Let me try my knife. I'm so used to using my knife. I will practice with my box cutter, I do promise. Okay, so now of course it's upside down and the wrong way round, but let me just pull this out of the box. I'm going to put it on the floor. I think it's going to be a little bit easier. And we have, oh goodness me, this set here. Now I have noticed straight away that we have a little bit of very small damage to the box. It's the Boutique Hotel, part of the Modular Buildings collection. Set 10297 is a set number, 3,066 pieces. The little bit of damage that I've spotted is just a little bit of a tear in the box there. Slightly annoying, not enough to send that back. But yeah, it's just one of those things that probably happened probably before it was put in the transit box. The rest of the box looks okay. Look, this is a really nice set. I built this myself. It's one of the better looking modular building sets here. Here it is with all the other sort of sets that they had at the time when none of those are available now, the police station and the bookstore. These are normally £199 here in the UK. John Lewis had them recently, I don't know whether they're still on at this price, had it down to £159.99. So £40 discount, not the best in the world, but of course when I do buy anything from John Lewis, I get sort of my perks at work point. I get cash back as well from either Top Cashback or Quidco, although it's fairly small amounts for those particular sites. So there was a little bit of cash back there, which I'll get at a later date. So that is the first set. The second set, I'm going to open this box on the floor as well, just because it's quite a big box. Similar to this set, but different. Okay, box is open, we have some bubbles, and there we go. Let's pull this one out of the box. My goodness, another big set, and of course it's the other modular building that's down to retire this year as well. This is the Jazz Club, set number 103 2,899 pieces, a slightly fewer piece count than the boutique hotel. This time the box condition looks very, very good. There's a little bit of minor creasing look in that top corner there and down there, so it's had a little bit of a squish at some stage, but really nothing to write home about. Again, this was $199.99 recommended retail, and it was down to $159.99, so £40 off. I don't think I have any of the jazz clubs yet. It is a modular that I haven't actually bought to build myself. I wasn't really a fan of it. I sort of stopped buying modular buildings a while ago. I definitely built this boutique hotel. It was a very, very nice build. But I said I've not bought the National History Museum. That's another one I haven't bought yet. I was sort of very, very early on sort of very smitten with a lot of the modular buildings, but I think as there's so many of them now, I think some of the designs are less appealing than some of the original ones, but I don't think there's anything too wrong with this, and I think people will still want this for their collections, but for me it's slightly less appealing than some of the other sets that they have done. So only small discounts on this. There may be hopefully better discounts as time goes on with these, but I think they are both John Lewis exclusives. I might be wrong in that, but yeah, you're sort of very reliant on either Lego having a very, very good gift with purchase or double insiders points, or John Lewis doing a bit of a sale for me to actually fork out the money and buy any of these sets. So nice big modular building set. So that's the John Lewis sets there. I think we'll get into the Amazon boxes next. First up then, it's the bigger of the two boxes from Amazon. I'm going to cut this with my knife because it is only sellotape, and it tends to, I'm finding that using sellotape with my box cutter doesn't work very well. Maybe the other Amazon box, which has got the Amazon wrapping, might be a little bit more useful to use the box cutter. So let's get into this, get rid of all the paper. Oh my goodness, it's a very, very big box for what's inside. But we have this set here, and there's three of them. So this is a Harry Potter set, and it is the Ollivanders and Madame Malkin's Robe 76439 is the set number. So this is part of the Diagon Alley range that sort of Lego started to do. Last year there was a retired set, which was the Wizarding Weezers set. That retired last year, and it's actually done very, very well on the aftermarket. I don't think this one will do as well because people are kind of aware that Lego will keep doing these. I think there is a new one of these out that came out this year, which is sort of an ice cream shop, but they don't seem to be hanging on shelves for very, very long. Obviously on the back of them you get lots of detail inside the shops and things, and I don't think the builds of them are as good as the big Diagon Alley modular. It's right at the top of my shelf up there, which I have built, which is another set that's retiring this year. That's sort of a whopping nearly £400 to buy that though. These have got a price of £80 recommended retail, but Amazon had them on recently and they were, just checking my prices, and they were £52.07 each. So it's around about 35% off. For me, that was enough to want to buy some of these. Now, you could only order 3 of these, so that's what I did. Yeah, I quite like these. I like buildings anyway. I'm a building person, hence which is why I like the modular buildings as well. So let's have a look and see how the other 2 boxes inside here look. Let's put it on the floor because it's a bit easier. Yeah, that's box number 2 there, excellent condition, and box number 3, all absolutely perfect. So well done Amazon, very, very good packaging this time. We had an issue recently with Amazon, but I've not had any bad packages from them since. So that is the first set, some very, very good reductions on that Ollivander set. But this box here, it's got some Amazon sets in. And I actually got this for free, and I'll explain how that works. So let's get the box cutter. Use my box cutter this time. Okay, so what do we have? We have 6 of the same set, and I got 6 because you could order 6, and it's this set here. It is the Fortnite Der Burger 77070. This is retiring. It is on the retirement list for this year. Just a small set. It normally recommend retail price of this is £12.99. Amazon have had them for ages now at £9.99, but also tied in with another offer If you order 4 of anything, and it doesn't have to be 4 of these, you can have 4 of whatever set's got the offer. Order 4 of something, you get another 5% off. So that makes the price of these £9.49 each. However, I had some of my cashback mature, and this is something that I did back in, I think it was February time, and it was at Hot Deals UK, and they had this this offer, and it was I think it was called Runa sort of special. I don't even know what that means, but whatever. And you had to spend over £200 on Lego. I think there may have been even some other retailers involved with this, if you did, and you had to not include the VAT. So basically in the UK that means, because it's I think 20% VAT, it basically means you have to spend at least £250-ish, so that by the time you take the VAT off, the total of your bill is still more than the £200 that the offer relates to. That basically meant you get a £60 voucher, which you can turn into Amazon vouchers or other vouchers as well. And you do these things at the time, and you kind of half forget about them really. And then suddenly out of the blue, you get an email. It's 4 months later, and it's like, ping, you've got a £60 gift card, and that was fantastic. So I literally turned it into an Amazon voucher. 6 of these came out at £56.94, because they were £9.99 each with the minus 5%. So it even meant I had a little bit left of that gift card to use on something else, which basically means this whole order was completely free. So I think to get 6 of these for basically nothing was a little bit of a bonus. So that's box number 1, box 2, 3 and 4. And 5 and 6. All of those boxes are very, very good condition. Very pleased with how that's all come out. The good news was, as well, is when I placed my order back in February, I think I ordered some large sets. I think one of them was the it was an order from Legocom, and one of them was the Orient Express, which is £260, and the other one was the Harry Potter icons, or whatever set it is, the one with the owl on the stand and everything with Hedwig. So they were the 2 sets that I ordered. So that was just from the first order, and I ordered that on, say, I think it was the 24th of February, and then the day after I ordered another set as well. So I did actually have another one of those £60 vouchers come through the following day, but I haven't used that as part of this particular order here. So I've got 2 more boxes to get into. They're both from Lego.com, and both, I'm afraid, have very, very overcomplicated stories. No box cutters required for this one, just some pull tabs. So this order from Lego.com, there was, I think it was about last week, and I got sort of notified. I'm on a Discord channel, and little offers and deals pop up on there, and somebody mentioned on there that there was some sale items on Lego.com, and there were items that were retiring in July of this year. There's always a very few Lego sets that do retire. And they were basically sets that were 30 or 40% off, and I had a quick look at some of the sets and thought, yes, I'll buy some of those. Now, these sets here did actually get delivered, and because I ordered, or my original order was more than £180, I was able to use a code that was on Brick Fanatics at the time. It's stopped now, so you can't get this anymore, to get one of these, 40680, the Flower Shop, just an extra little promo that I was able to get, because at the time Lego weren't running any promos themselves, so I managed to at least get something for this particular order. So what did I actually buy? So I ordered 3 different sets. The first of those sets was the 76919. That is the Formula 1 McLaren 2023 car. So there is obviously a new version of this. I'm not quite sure how well this will do on the aftermarket, but nice little set. I have built this, a lot of stickers, as you can imagine, with these Speed Champion sets. Quite fiddly to put on some of them, but Formula 1 tends to be popular. I still think these will do okay. They are retiring, maybe a couple of years down the line, these will do okay. So I think in this order, I got, was it 4 or 5 of these? I think I got 5 of these in this order. And the other set that I got was 4 of these, and this is the Bowser's muscle car 71431 from Super Mario, another set that's retiring this year, and this was also reduced. Oh, let me give you the prices of them as well. The Formula 1 car was down to £14.69, whereas this was from £24.99 recommended retail down to £17.49. So reasonable discounts, 30%, not too bad. And as I say, these sets are both retiring basically now, this month. So if you haven't got these sets and want these, I would try and get these sets. What's interesting about this car here, I think Bowser is certainly one of the more popular characters from Mario, and even I think just last week there were 2 or 3 other cars that were sort of released by Lego, so there's a notification of different vehicles as well. So there's going to be kind of almost like a whole line of these. I know they go with the whole Mario thing with the little scan codes and the points, and you're supposed to jump Mario up and down, and I don't really get that whole thing. It just seems a waste of time. But as a build, as a vehicle with a character, I think this could potentially do quite well. So yeah, I've got a few each of those. Let me just sort of show you the rest of the box there. We've got all the other sets in there. So we had 5 of the McLarens and 4 of the Bowsers. I'll get those out of the box in a moment, but this is where it gets complicated, so stay with me on this. So there was a third set that I wanted to get, and that was set 31139, the Cozy House. That had a recommended retail price of £54.99. It was 30% off, which means Lego was selling them for £38.49. So I placed my order. My total was over 180, which is why I was able to get the promo set. And I also, on top of that, I used £50 of my insider points to reduce the total of my bill. I've got a lot of insider points earlier on in the month when they had double insider points. I thought this was a perfect opportunity on some sets that were already reduced to take a little bit more off and lower those overall prices. However, after about a day of this being ordered, I started to see quite a few other people this was happening to as well. A lot of orders were getting cancelled. Now, it did look originally as though my whole order had been cancelled. I'm thinking, oh, that's a bit harsh. But it turns out that they literally had just cancelled the Cozy House. So that means that I wasn't going to get that, which is slightly disappointing because obviously I would have liked it at that price. But it did mean that because my order was more than £50, that my £50 insider points that I'd used still kind of went through in full. So my total order for this particular order, minus obviously the Cozy House, with all the discounts that I'd already got, was £143.41, minus the £50 insider points that I used. That made my total bill for this box here £93.41, which means that individually the Formula 1 cars cost me £9.69 each. They're normally £20.99, so more than half price for that. And the Bowsers, they cost me individually £11.24 each, and I'd say they're normally £25, so certainly more than half price for those as well. So yes, it did mean that I have used some of my insider points for that, which I didn't get back in this particular instance. But you know, it's just one of those things. You can't help it. Sometimes orders will get cancelled. I think when I ordered them, it did have that the Cozy Houses were on back order, which sometimes is a bit of a risk. And obviously they did obviously run out. Their stock systems weren't correct. They were probably selling more of these Cozy Houses than they had, so they just couldn't honour those. And of course, they're not making any more of those because they are sets that are retiring this month. So let's just have a quick look at the rest of the boxes in here then to make sure that they're okay. We've got a couple more of the McLarens there. They seem all right. 2 more of these here. We've got a bit of damage on this one here, look. Oh, and there as well. Just a little bit of a dent on that one, but look at that. Oh, that's quite bad, actually. Oh dear, it talks, look. Hello, how are you? So a little bit of damage on that, but look, I got this for £9.69, so it's not something I would bother Lego with to send back. I know some people would, but I always think if you contact Legocom too often, you sort of flag your account as well, which I don't really want to do. So yeah, bit of damage on that one, but I will sell that on as, you know, as a damaged box, but most people, if they're building it, they're not too bothered about that. So little bit of damage there. Let's just check the other box that's underneath that. That looks okay, the other Bowser set, so that's fine. That's number 2. and we have Bowser boxes 3 and 4 as well. So yeah, apart from that one dent, all the rest of the boxes do look okay. So we have one final order from Legocom. And it's this little teeny weeny box here. So, very, very similar instance or circumstances that I was placing a big order, and I'm hoping that when I get inside this, we did get the promo, and I did get the promo. So, my original order again was more than £180, which means I got another one of these codes off Brick Fanatics and got this flower shop. So, that is my first thing there. Now, with this particular order, I ordered 4 of the cozy houses and 2 other sets as well. Now, I'd already used up my allocation of the Formula 1 cars, and I'd bought 4 of the Bowsers, so I was able to get another Bowser. That was my 5th Bowser. You tend to find that when Lego ever change their prices or lower something in price, or it goes out of stock and then gets in restock again, that those amounts will reset. So yeah, I was able to at least buy 5 of these. I may or may not have bought these from Legocom in the past. I think I've got all of these. I've got some of these previously, but I think they may have all been from Amazon. But you could only order 5 of these in total. I'd already ordered 4, and that was the one more that I needed there. Now, the other set, I was humming and hawing what to get, and I ended up going for a set which probably isn't that popular. But it was 40% off, so every cloud, and it was this set here. And this is the Green Goblin construction figure 76284. Look, I'm not really into a lot of the Marvel stuff and the Spider-Man stuff. I'm sure there's a kid somewhere that probably really likes the look of this set. This is normally £31.99, so it's not a cheap set by any means, but it was basically down to £19.19. So initially, that's not a bad price at all for that. So they were the 2 sets that I got, plus obviously I'd ordered 4 more of the cozy houses. And similar thing with this particular order, I used £50 worth of my insider points to reduce the price a bit. However, a day after I'd ordered it, I got an email saying, oh, your order's been cancelled. Now, with this one, I thought they would cancel the whole order, because obviously there's only 2 sets left, and I'd ordered the promo as well. But no, they still sent it through. They literally just cancelled the cozy houses on this particular order. Now, the slight issue with that is because I'd used my £50 of insider points, which I probably wouldn't have normally done. If I was just getting these, I wouldn't have used insider points to buy them. However, that's how the order went through, and sort of Lego did honour that. So it does end up meaning that because these 2 sets here only cost $36.68 with the discounts that were already on there, that meant that my whole order was free. So basically this, and obviously that was free, but it was always going to be free. But it was nice to get that on an order which basically didn't cost me anything. So it sort of did, because it cost me an insider points. So that would have been £36.68, equates to 5,868 insider points. I'd used 8,000 insider points for my £50 voucher. I did get a refund back of my insider points from Lego. I got 2,400 points back, which equates to £15. So I actually made a little bit of a profit on that one as well. So if you add up the £36.68 which these cost, plus the £15 which I then got back off my insider points, that obviously equates to more than £50. So I actually made a £1.68 profit. Woohoo! Yay me! So yeah, it does mean that I didn't get any of the cozy houses, but I did get a refund on the insider points that I didn't use on that order, and I ended up getting some free sets. As I say, not maybe the most exciting sets in the world, but hey, they were free. Who am I to complain? So I hope you understood all of that. Now, of course, on top of all of those orders from Lego.com, I did also use cashback as well. I think it was either Top Cashback or Quidco that I used in those particular orders. And all of that cashback did mature, but it was only to the value that I'd actually paid for on the actual order, so it was generally only small amounts on there. But altogether, quite a lot of stories to tell for this particular haul. Let me just rearrange everything a little bit behind me. There we have it. That is everything from this haul. Obviously, very, very pleased with the BrickLink sets. I've ended up putting those with the boxes showing front ways, just because on the side of the boxes you just have a big black line basically, so you wouldn't be able to see anything. At least with most of the other sets here, you can sort of tell what they actually are because I have a little picture on the side of what they are. So yes, a lot of duplicates in this set. I do appreciate that. Obviously, I'm buying to sell on at shows at another time, maybe next year or the year after. But hopefully some, I'm very pleased with the deals that I managed to get in this. Maybe slightly more bigger discounts than I'd planned for on the Legocom orders, because I was using my insider points to lower the price, and I ended up not getting some of the sets that I wanted. Slightly disappointing, but not the end of the world. It wasn't the most exciting set in the world, and I had also bought some of those cozy houses previously. Everything else I managed to, I think, apart from the BrickLink sets, I got on discount, didn't I? And of course I got all those technically free Der Burger sets as well from Fortnite. I hope you enjoyed this haul. A slightly different mix of sets again. We've got Speed Champions, we've got Castle, we've got Harry Potter, Super Mario, Fortnite, Marvel, and modular buildings as well. So quite a mix of different themes and Lego sets that I managed to get in this haul. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very, very much for watching, hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next video very, very soon. Take care and see you soon. Bye for now.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe.